Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adams Brothers podcast. Happy hump day to each and every last one of you out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Welcome back to the hottest podcast in South Florida, the Adams Brothers podcast. It's a pop-up podcast. Come on in the room and let's chop it up. 754-227-1986. 754-227-1986 if you want to get in on the dialogue. It's a beautiful day here in cloudy South Florida. It's overcast here in South Florida here this evening. We got a little bit of rain, but we needed the rain very badly here in South Florida. I know my grass needed it, and my grass is enjoying it right now. So, like I said, welcome back to the hottest podcast in South Florida. Thank you for all of our faithful followers, everybody that follows us. And thank you to the people that won't dare watch us when we're live, that they will always come back and watch the playback. And pretty much, thank you to our haters out there. It's a very small group of haters out there that don't like what we have to say here on our podcast, but we're unbought and unbossed over here. Nobody can tell us what to do. I'm gonna keep it clean. Nobody can tell us what to do. So last week, I wasn't here last week. My brother Wayne had all of the duties to handle by himself here behind the microphones. He had to produce the show and everything, and ask all of the questions. I had to, of course, stay late. My job required me to stay late, and I wasn't able to make it in. But my brother handled the podcast very, very well. No glitches and everything, and he asked some very good questions to Colonel Al Pollock, retired Colonel Al Pollock from the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Speaking of Broward County Sheriff's Office, it's a hot topic here in Broward County about the rate increases. Right here in Deerfield Beach,
all over the county.
All over the county. The sheriff. Well, let's start here in Deerfield Beach. They signed an agreement with BSO that they can only ask for a 5% increase per year. Well, apparently Sheriff Tony and his administration has sent Deerfield Beach a 10% increase, and pretty much told the city of Deerfield Beach and the taxpayers that if they don't want to pay it, that he will pull out the police and fire services here to Deerfield Beach. So that means we will be without a police department and fire department here. So not only Deerfield Beach, he also sent Pompano Beach, I believe, a 27% increase. And that is substantial. I guess, and I know they have a lot of problems here in Pompano Beach, and they may have to direct more county resources to Pompano Beach to get it under control. I get all of that, but 27% seems a little bit excessive. And it has the commissioners and the city managers in all of these cities, the mayors, all of the city staff and the city officials, all over Broward County, in an uproar because they don't know where they're going to get this money from. And they, of course, most cities don't have enough money in their reserve budgets to go and start up a brand new police department. That takes time. You just can't throw a little police department together. You have to have quality applicants that pass the background checks and everything. And, you got to know who you're having patrolling your streets out there. And you don't want to get a bunch of bad apples, a bunch of rejects from around the country here. So you have to, it takes time. So I think all of these cities are pretty much stuck with the Broward County Sheriff's Office for at least another year. I've always said you should always have a backup plan or two in place. I've always said that, if if the sheriff ever wanted to pull out, any sheriff, not only Sheriff Tony, but it could have been Israel or Navarro or Lamberti, any of them. If they wanted to pull out of here, they could. They could say, look, we don't want to provide the services to you anymore. So you have to have a plan to go back to your own police department. And that has left a bunch of cities around here scrambling to go back.
To come up with a contingency plan.
To come up with another plan on how they could work this. And I always say, again, they always say don't compare Deerfield Beach to other cities. But look at Boca Raton. Boca Raton is doing it. Look at Coconut Creek. Coconut Creek is doing it. Look at Margate. Margate is doing it. Lighthouse Point is a little small town, but they're doing it. Hillsborough Beach over there, they're doing it. Highland Beach up there in Palm Beach County, they're doing it. Delray Beach is doing it. Miramar, Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise. All of these police departments are running their own police departments pretty efficiently. And we know that public safety is number one. Nobody's knocking public safety. But the increases that we've been getting, how long can we sustain that? And I don't think we can continue to sustain these huge increases in salaries and jobs and pension payouts and all of this and that. I don't think that we could sustain this. So they're going to have to come up with something. And I believe they're going to be talking about it next Tuesday, I believe, at the next commission meeting. I'm not sure what they're going to talk about.
July, 8th?
July the 8th. And the workshop is on July the 9th.
July the 9th, that Wednesday,
right.
The budget workshop.
Right. So I'm sure they're going to be talking about something at the commission meeting. Hello, Newbie News. BSO has stopped the community. She says. He says no outreach to the community. Doe Sutton. Hello, cousin Doe Sutton.
I like to read off some numbers that they sent.
Yeah, I'm just reading off, acknowledging some people. But go ahead and read off the numbers there. Thank you all for joining us. By the way.
Okay, Cooper City. On the law enforcement side, it's they're asking for a 9% increase. Fire rescue, 9%. Dania Beach, 12%. Law enforcement, fire rescue, 12%. Deerfield Beach, 10.3%. Law enforcement, 11.1 increase.
Pompano Beach.
It's like time I went to call it, trying to read it off. Someone tried to call in on my phone, but let me. Lauderdale by the Sea, 13.2%, and fire rescue non-applicable. Lauderdale Lakes, 7.8% for law enforcement, 4.9% fire rescue. North Lauderdale, 7.5% for law enforcement, non-applicable. Oakland Park, 8% increase for law enforcement, non-applicable. Parkland, 9.7% for law enforcement. Pompano Beach, 27% for law enforcement. And Pompano Beach they still retain their fire rescue and all of that. Yeah. And Tamarack, 9% for law enforcement. Weston, 8.9% for the law enforcement increase, and 8.36% for fire rescue. So that's pretty much it.
And those are some nice, hefty increases. Again, Deerfield Beach, I guess they had an agreement with the sheriff's office when they went over to BSO. years ago that they the maximum that they could go up was 5%. And I think the city officials are a little hot up under the collar because the sheriff is and his administration is asking for 10, over a little bit over 10%, which is double what the agreement that they had with the sheriff office. So I'm not sure if the taxpayers are going to be too happy with that. And we understand that police services is going up not only here in Broward County but all across the country. We understand that, but at some point, you're gonna have to start telling these law enforcement agencies, look, we want to be safe and everything, but we can't keep giving you the whole, big chunks out of the pie. Our budget here in Deerfield Beach was $375 million in 2024. I believe 2025, right?
How much you say it?
375 million.
I believe so. Yes.
That's for this year, 2025. I believe next year, the 2026 year, which starts on October 1st. I'm not sure how much that's going to be. Obviously it's going to go up.
Well, they're going to propose the budget on the July 9th, so we will know what the proposed budget is at the budget hearing.
So I advise everyone that's watching out there right now to go to the budget hearings. If you live in Deerfield Beach on July the 9th at the Hillsboro Technical Center. I think it's 50 Fairway Drive, I believe it is. We'll put it on our website. I'm not sure what the address is. I don't have it here in front of me.
It's 50 Technologies Center, I believe it is. Over by the DoubleTree. That's where the budget hearings, they're only going to be one night.
One night only. So all the people, again, pre-prom. If you want pre-prom, honestly, I don't want to hear nothing about pre-prom if I don't see no one over there next Wednesday. You're not going to come on here and vent, because if you want to vent, come over there July 9th and ask them to put money in pre-prom. That is the time to come and ask for things you want to see here in your city as far as entertainment, as far as everything else. I mean, it's you only asked to come over there for one night, maybe, and you don't even have to come. For a couple hours.
For a couple hours. You can even join in on Zoom. You could speak online by phone or whatever. So you could still be sitting home and still speak on the issues that you want. I mean, don't wait till next February to go to talking about pre-prom. I don't understand that, but be as it may.
And that goes for the music sorries in the park as well. If you want to hear music sorries in the park, like they have in Pompano Beach at Hunters Manors Park and Carter Park in Fort Lauderdale and Miramar Park and in Lauderhill. If you want that here in Deerfield Beach, you have to go there and you have to ask your commissioner and the other commissioners and the mayor and the city manager to have that money put into the budget.
Yep.
Okay. You can't just say, well, just have one and just expect that to happen, because that, costs $25,000-$30,000, for each one. It's not, and then you have to have staff out there and everything. So you just can't hop up and say, you want this. And then people call us all the time, hey man, why can't we have this? And why? Well, get up off your behind and come to the meeting. I want to say the A word, but I'm not going to say it. But
come to the budget hearing.
Get up off your behind
next Wednesday
and come to the budget hearing July the 9th at the Hillsboro Technology Center. Okay. Come and ask the commissioners for what you want. I know we get a lot of emails from people, and they need services, and what kind of services do the city have to offer? They ask us. And I tell them, look, you need to go call the city. They literally want us to go and research it for them and get them an answer.
It's not gonna happen with me.
Everybody has a cell phone, and I always say this right here. Everybody has a cell phone. This is a little computer in your hand. And I always say this: don't be a dummy with a smartphone. You have a smartphone, a little computer right here in your hand, where you could just go and type in something and get the answers to most things that you need right from just the tip of your hand. but yet they will still pick up the phone and send us emails and bug us and just ring the phone. Call me when you get a chance, and just continuously call us when we're trying to relax with our families and everything, and just to get an answer for them. When you have the power to do the same thing that we do. So we're no better than nobody else. We never try to be. We try to keep everybody updated, but we're not going to do the work for you. Okay, we're going to pass on all the information that you need, the vital information, and try to keep you updated. But we're not going to go just because you send us an email and go run down the mayor and the city manager and you all talk to them all the time. Well, you could talk to them just like we do. You could talk to all of those commissioners just like we do. So again, for the last time, please go to the budget hearing meetings. If you want pre-prom, if you want music soirees in the park, I'm going to be there asking for that myself. Okay.
But it's a community effort. It's not a one person thing. It's a community effort to get those type of services, the things that everyone want to see. It takes a whole community to do that, not one or two people. If they just keep hearing the same people, they're not gonna listen. Those folks up there, those elected officials want to hear from the community. They want to hear from 4 or 5 people. They just don't want to hear us sitting on here all the time talking about entertainment. The mayor was on here. He just told us here 2-3 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago
to come out to the budget hearings. Mayor Tardrosky was on there. He said, "Come out and ask." I mean, come on.
Ask the city. He's telling you all what to do. But yet they still gonna sit home. Oh, I forgot about it. I had to do something, and I forgot about it, and this and that. If they were giving out something free or giving out gift cards or giving out a turkey or something, you won't forget that.
It'll be long.
The line will be long, but just to go to a city commission meeting, just to sit up in there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, to make sure that the things that you want is put into the budget, so you can sit and get your lawn chair and go sit out. And with your family at the park out there, or Vita McKeithen Park or wherever, and listen to a live band and have Rodney Baltimore like they did at Juneteenth. Enjoy that on a Friday evening or a Saturday night, man. Come on. I mean, but you have to go and ask for these things. These two bald head black men you see behind these microphones can't go to jail. We can't go and ask for everything for the whole city. You all out there watching, you all have to go and ask for these things, okay?
Well, the Bible says the harvest is plentiful, but the labors are few.
There you go.
So, I mean, I hardly see any labors. I hear a lot of complaining. I hear more complaining than what I can ever begin to imagine here. I hear so much complaining on a weekly basis. Sometimes I'm being honest, and I know some people looking. Sometimes I don't even be one to answer your call because I'm tired of hearing it. But then every time we have a important meeting, no one shows up. I mean, no one shows up. No one. When I tell you it's the same old voices, and those people, the voices that be there, they don't want that kind of stuff, and they from our community. They don't want that. They're not going to come there and advocate for that kind of stuff. So it makes no sense. That's why I say I'll never understand the dynamics of our community. This is why I hear so many people say they left Deerfield Beach, because there's no real activism that goes on here. I hear so many people all the time talking about, well, we need to take our community back. We need to take this back. We need to take our community back. But you never see those take our community back people at any of the meetings. Yeah. So that either means to me that they're okay with what's going on right here. Going on Facebook, whining and moaning. What does that do? Getting on there talking about, well, they don't want to see black folks with that. Well, I tend to disagree with that. Okay, because I believe truly, if you come out and ask, you will receive. It's just like with the Tigner Center. I remember we were in the middle of COVID, and we were at the Tigner Center. Everyone was spread it out back in 2021, I believe it was. And we were out there. Everyone had on masks, and we were still out there at the beginning stage, still trying to get the Tigner Center off the ground. They were going to go with probably about 100 or 200 seats.
244 seats.
And Darryl advocated right there on the spot for more seating. That is why it is bigger than what it is now. The city invested close to about $14 million in that place. But if we would have just sat back and not did anything, you wouldn't have really had anything out there to the Tigner Center. It would have just been another place. The seating would not have been as big as it is. But again, the harvest is plentiful, but the labors are few.
Yeah, I don't like to take credit for a lot of things. I like to work from behind the scene, but I did speak up that night and I told them, why would you want to build a center with less seating than the Pat Larkin Center and what you have over at the DoubleTree? Why would you want to put up a brand new state-of-the-art building with less seating, but that can only hold 244 people, dinner style. It could hold more theater style, which is all chairs, but people actually sitting down at tables and having dinner. The Pat Larkin Community Center can hold 300.
And everybody was gravitating to the Pat Larkin Center.
Everybody was going down
in Deerfield to have something. That's where everyone was gravitating to.
The Emmylou Olsen Civic Center, because they can hold more people. So my question that night is, and I asked the commissioners, they didn't. I was like, why would you want to put something up like that? I was like, we need more seating. Please give us more seating. And they didn't want to hear it at first. Well, I wouldn't say they wouldn't want to hear it. They kept
an open mind.
They kept an open mind, and they were like, giving some more options. Well, it'll cost another $1 million. We'll pay it. Go in and find the money. It's fat in everybody budget. And they went in and made the right decision, and they came up with more seating. So
that place is awesome out there.
Yeah, too. It's a beautiful building. We were just out there on what was that? Monday?
Yeah, Monday night for the drainage. I see people asking about the drainage.
Yeah.
On MLK.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to that too. It's a beautiful center, and like I say, I don't like to take credit for a lot of things. I like to work from behind the scenes, but I will take some credit for that. Speaking up that night, and look, we got a center that holds about 280 to 300 people now. So that's what you get for speaking up, people. Everybody that's out there watching.
Yeah, you benefit, your community benefit a lot. But if you have the same old people coming there, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that part where my second part.
Go ahead and talk to them about the drainage project.
Yeah, Monday night we was the meeting for the drainage and the lanes at the Johnny Tigner Center, and believe me, it was.
Three, but a few hands, the same ones.
It was the same people, and
the architect,
and yeah, the architect of that whole project of turning it back to 2 lanes. The architect is always there. I will never understand this person. I mean, the architect, and I call them the architect of this from 2016. And some people in the chat, I don't care, the architect of this has been going at this for 9 years. This person is obsessed, with going back to
2 lanes on MLK. Avenue. Right.
They obsessed. And then, we go to here and talking about speed. Man, again, they speed all over this county, this city, this state. Yeah, I understand the safety. We want safety for the elders, because that's what I heard at the meeting. The elders, the kids, the school buses. Safety. That's all we heard at the meeting.
That's what they point to.
That's what they point to. But anybody that's been here in Deerfield Beach, go back and look. How many people over the last 30 years have gotten killed on MLK? They tend to always leave that number out. They keep talking about the data. Our Commissioner Ben Preston kept saying the data. The data support.
Where is that data?
I like to see that data. I like to see how many deaths occurred. We know Blink, what's his name? Blink, right? Blink got killed.
Bink, B-I-N-K.
Blink got killed over by North Broward. Again, that area was brought up at the meeting on Monday.
And they squeezed the lanes down over there, and the guy he was trying to go around another car, and Bink was trying to cross the road just shy of the crosswalk. He didn't quite make it to the crosswalk, but he was pushing his wheelchair about across the road, and the car came around and went around one car to the next. And when he came around this way, he was out in the middle of the road and the car it hit him, you know,
Yeah. Unfortunately,
and killed him.
Bink passed, and I agree. Yeah, we need to slow people down, but that's the second part. That's where we need our policemen. But the architect, and let me tell y'all, they want to put a big roundabout right there at 4th Street, going over to the Bernard Adams Municipal Complex, where the Jehovah Witness and the Jim Moran, they want to put a real big roundabout right there.
I wish I could upload. I'm gonna have to start uploading pictures. I took pictures of it, but I don't know if it's in my photos. Yeah, I have to put it on my computer first, and then I'm gonna start sharing these photos.
He will put them up on our Adams Brothers podcast Facebook page. But they want to put all these roundabouts, and we had the meeting there, and I'm gonna tell you, first at the meeting we were talking to me, LaWanda Berry. We were talking to Vice Mayor Ben Preston, and Vice Mayor Ben Preston at first said that he was over there agreeing with us that we don't need to go back to 4 lanes. But time the meeting got started, I mean, he took a twist. He started saying something totally different than what he was saying over there to us over there. And hey, it is what it is. That's the truth. And he started saying, well, we can't leave it like it is. So that has been Vice Mayor Preston's whole argument, even by North Broward. We can't leave it like it is. We got to do something. Well, you know what? Y'all talking about all this freaking speeding around here. Put the police over there on 3rd Avenue. You know what Commissioner Preston said? Vice Mayor Preston said, well, we can't have the police sit out there all day. I agree. We don't even see no motorcycle cops here. So I saw someone in the comments said that we don't even see. And this part here, I want Daryl to go to and talk about the FHP deputy.
There was years ago when we were both working for the city of Deerfield Beach
in the early 90s.
In the 90s. This could have been this was like in the late 90s.
During the crack epidemic.
During the crack epidemic, and there was a trooper called Kimberly Hurd. She was unfortunately and tragically hit while she was on a traffic stop right between Sample and Hillsborough in the I believe the southbound lanes near the 48th Street bridge there somewhere. She was hit by a car and killed. But Kimberly Hurd, she was a Florida Highway Patrol trooper. They have a name on the building down there off of State Road 84. But she used to come to Deerfield every single day, and she would back that Florida Highway Patrol cruiser right in the graveyard, the 2 south graveyards,
on
5th Street and 5th Court. She would go there and she would tear them up. I mean, every single day. If you came down 3rd Avenue, you better be doing the speed limit, because I tell you, she didn't play. She wrote tickets like crazy, and she came off of the interstate. And she came into the towns, and you hear a lot of these people tell FHP come off of the highway and help enforce some of the rules out here. I mean, the laws out here and everything. But she did that.
She did it.
And there were motorcycle cops all up and down 3rd Avenue. You were actually afraid to go down MLK years ago. But that's not so now. You don't see these motorcycle cops. They're not visible like they used to. That maybe they rerouted them to another city or whatever, but we don't hardly see them here. I don't. I
don't see them either. I don't.
And I said that at the meeting the other night. I said, you know how you slow people down? You give them a big fat ticket from the Florida Highway Patrol or Broward Sheriff's Office. You sit down there, and they used to sit there every single morning going down. If you go down 3rd Avenue, they used to sit right there by Oviedo McKeithen Park, 2nd Street, and MLK, and they used to sit there in the graveyard and just everywhere, right under the trees by Deerfield Park, and they were behind the trees, and they used to just tear them up every single day. So that was the first thing they said we can't always have a cop out there. Why not? They're asking for a 10% increase, double what they are supposed to ask for. In Pompano, they asked for a 27% increase. So why can't you have police out there? And I know some over the ones over there shaking their heads when we were talking
Monday night.
They disagree. They disagree with everything we say on here.
The architect of it all from 2016.
Literally everything we say, they disagree. If we say something, they go the opposite way.
And that person got very upset because we said we wanted we don't want to go to 2 lanes. What did that person say at the end? Well, y'all, they can go ahead and put 3 roundabouts and y'all can have y'all 4 lanes. All emotional and it is what it is with.
But still,
with the architect,
there's no reason to get upset and you start yelling and get
because we all got opinions. We all have opinions, just like that person.
I respect their opinions and respect ours. So again, it's no love lost. We all, at the end of the day, we all still going to live here in Deerfield Beach, but a lot of the things that we come up with here, we could tell them about something good for the community, and they'll come in and say, no, that's not going to be good for the community. Whatever most of the things we say here, they go the opposite way.
And I see how our community have gotten screwed up, because you know what? When good people sit back and wait on people like that to make decisions in your community, nothing never gets done. I used to wonder, how did we get to this point? But I see now, and like I say again, I'm going to go back to it. No disrespect towards Vice Mayor Preston, but I'm going to tell the truth. I don't care who you are. I'm going to tell the truth. Vice Mayor Preston was over there at first saying he was against it. And then towards the end, when he just started saying something totally different, then he was like, well, what are we going to do? We just can't leave it. He say that all the time. That is my disagreement, and I mean, and it's fine. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah, we don't always agree with, and I had a
for all people who think that we so much in love with we can disagree. Go on.
And Daryl. I said that to one of the commissioners, and I'm not going to call the commissioner now. I say, look, we don't always agree with you all, and he said, and that's fine. He said that's why we have to debate things. Just because we disagree, we would disagree respectfully. We're never disrespectful. But we're not getting all emotional and throwing your hands all up and talking loud. That's not going to get nothing done here in this city. Talking loud.
And let me say this. Let me get back to that too. What they're planning on doing right now. Okay, you got some more people that other side over there. I mean, if you listen to them at first, this project was killed years ago. This person here sat on the MPO. Okay, the architect was on the MPO. And this project we thought this project was killed years ago. But somehow or another, they continue to keep listening to this person here. I never saw anything like this here. Like, this person here is the only one that have a voice in this city. Like, this person here controls everything. And then the other person over there with them say, Eric Powell, when he first came out, and he's over planning and zoning, when he first came out, and I want to be factual because I don't want to say nothing wrong. He came out and he read, they got a survey. If y'all go on the Deerfield Beach website, they have a survey on MLK, on the drainage, on what you want to see, about the lanes. Everyone, go on there and take the survey. But Mr. Powers came out and he started reading about 2 or 3 whatever that was on there, he had printed out or whatever about, and it had to come from those folks. Because if I really go in there, how many people actually knew it was a survey? Actually, those in the chat right now, how many people, and I know the ones on here that know, how many people actually in this chat right now knew that there was a survey on MLK? Not saying that it's anyone's fault that you didn't know, but most people are not going to go on there and take that survey. So when Mr. Powers, he started reading pro 2 lane, people don't understand what that's going to do. And my dad spoke. My dad said, if you close off the 2 lanes, y'all already know what they're going to do. They're going to start coming in the neighborhood then. So when your kids out there playing in the street, that's where all the traffic is going to come. That traffic is going to come right on all those streets. We see it every day. And they're talking about right now. And I am I correct, Daryl? Somebody correct me.
Yeah.
They want to put a trial run, because the people over there, the folks that were sitting on the other side over there, Commissioner Preston, talking about the data, They want to do a trial one where they block the road off over there. Now, I want y'all to know that now. They're going to block the road off. But don't block the road off right now. I want you to wait right till school start. I want you to go right there that first day of school. And I want you to block that road off. I want you to make it 2 lanes that first day of school. Do not go out there right now and put those barricades out there. Go there on that first day of school. If you really want to truly find out, go there on that first day.
Yeah, and then
go there on that first day and let's see what you get. Let's see the gridlock. Let's see the people flying within the neighborhood. Because I'll say this: First Street, First Court, Second Street, Second Court, Third, and all the way down. All that traffic, it's gonna push the people because once they see the traffic, first thing they're gonna do is take a shortcut. But the architect of this here said this. That they want all the traffic to go to Dixie, like they're gonna go all the way over to Dixie. Well, I mean, what kind of sense that is? So now people speeding now. So now we're gonna have a knee-jerk reaction off of every time someone's speeding here now. So now we're gonna go to just making roads 2 lanes roads because 2 or 3 people complaining now. This is why good leadership is very important here in this city, and that's the reason why I'm running. Because you know what? Again, all these people talking about take our community back. They already gonna close the gate down at the Johnny Tickman Center in the back. They already had that gate in the front up there. So now they want to go with the architect in that group. They want to go now with a trial run. And so just look forward here in a few months. They want to go and shut the lanes off on MLK. They want to make it so y'all gonna have here in a few months some ugly looking barricades out there or whatever to do a test run. I feel like, this is me, they mind already made up on that. Because obviously, Commissioner Preston, he keeps saying, well, you can't let it stay like it is. No, you can't. Put some dang on BSO deputies out there and write tickets for 2 hours out there if you can. That's one way to alleviate it. That's one way. Like Daryl said earlier, that Deputy Kimberly, she had folks scared to even come down MLK back in the 90s. Yeah. She had you scared to even go over there.
You wouldn't dare come down there when Kimberly Hurd was down there. That lady wrote tickets. She didn't care if you were the mayor. She didn't care who you were. If you came down there and you broke the law, nobody was above the law to Kimberly Hurd. She would write you a ticket in a heartbeat. And anybody that would take a ride down there, you would. I mean, the traffic, you didn't have any problems down there back then. They were writing tickets left and right. And the bigger problem, if you ask me, is down Dixie Highway. I've been saying that on here.
Well, don't say it too loud now. They'll go make that back a 2-lane again now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What you gonna do? Squeeze Dixie Highway down a 2-lane?
They already did that on Hillsborough. Squeezed it down, took a lane away, and they still speeding out there. That's still high on Powerline and all of that. I mean, so again, not to cut y'all, but this is what we're gonna continue to do every time someone speed. Now we're gonna go back to going to 2 lanes.
But they were saying that adding more lanes isn't gonna solve the problem. But this South Florida, anybody that knows that travels down the Turnpike or I-95 or Powerline Road or Dixie Highway in the evening, it's gridlock
everywhere.
It's gridlock. So how can you say you can't add more lanes? It's more people moving to Florida, not less. Not less. So how can you say you're not adding more lanes out on and the Turnpike is only 2 lanes out there.
Yes, they can add decoy cars on that street, but none of that right there. It's just let's go to 2 lanes. See, again, that is where leadership is pertinent. You just can't have people going along with everything. I mean, come on now.
And let me say this before I forget. When we were out there at that meeting on Monday evening, the bulk, I would say 90% of the conversation was about the breaking the lanes, making them down to 2 lanes. We talked maybe about 5% of that whole
and that
meeting
was when I brought it up.
Was drainage. So we supposed to be here talking about the drainage, but you could see everything was centered around reducing those 4 lanes down to 2 lanes until Wayne said, well, we're supposed to be here talking about drainage, but everything we kept hearing was about the lane squeezes. You know,
and that's
down
what
the two
leads me
lanes.
to believe it's a done deal. It's a done deal. I could see that right now. They gonna cave in to the architect in that group. They gonna cave in to them. I mean, I don't know why you cave in to those folks over there. If you go really take a survey, I guarantee you, like I told them, 85% of the people would not want MLK. You're gonna probably get older people say, okay, the speed, everybody know it's speed everywhere again around. But we just gonna keep just making 2 lanes road. This is what, let me tell you something. This is a growing city. This city is about 85 to 90,000 people right now. So now you want to cut down a lane to cut people from speeding. And now they're gonna go in the side roads where y'all see those kids playing ball in the road like we used to do back in the 70s. Now you're gonna see those people now speeding down the roads. That's where it's going, and that's what my dad was trying to tell them the other night. But I could, like Miss Portier used to say, I can read the room. I know how to count. Not from the other commissioners, but from my commissioner, I see where he's going with this. He's in favor of the 2 lane. I can see that right now. He's in favor of it. I can see it right now. I mean, hopefully he don't get mad at what I'm saying, because I'm gonna tell the truth always. I'm not gonna come on here and lie to y'all or sugarcoat it, you know. But I can see he's with this, and even when, like I say, out at they closed the gate at the back. They saying people speeding. Well, where's the deputies? I saw a comment earlier. Where's the deputies? Where's the motorcycle deputies? Where are they to combat these speeders? Again, we just gonna go to just closing roads down I mean, come on. This is crazy.
That's not the solution either. Closing down roads,
we gotta have people
squeezing all the roads. You know, I mean, they keep saying again, BSO is asking for a 10% increase. The city of Deerfield has an agreement with BSO that they can only increase their budget with the city of Deerfield up to 5% per year. The sheriff administration has given the city 90 days to pay 10%, which is double what they're allowed to ask for. But you can't have BSO deputies on motorcycles writing tickets up and down MLK. Why not? They're asking for 27% in Pompano. They're asking for every city. They're asking for these almost 10% or more increases, from anywhere from 8 to 10%, 7 to 10% increases in every city. So I don't. Let
me respond to some of the comments here. Dan Hurt said, "While the taxpayers finding out about the BSO problem only 2 days before the BSO deadline on June 30th. And Tiffany Leitner said, were there any discussion about putting in a traffic light midway, maybe at the cemetery crossword? Yes, there were discussion. And Eric Powell said that they couldn't do it, that I guess the data didn't support it. I mean, I would think probably that would have been the most logical thing maybe to do instead of all those roundabouts. But I mean, I don't mind giving in to the roundabouts. I think they're a terrible idea. But if it's to keep our 4 lane, because the architect got mad at the end over there and screamed out over there, looking back there at us over there, talking about, well, let them go ahead and put y'all 3 roundabouts there, and y'all can get y'all 4 lane. Like we don't have an opinion. Come on. I'm a taxpayer here in this city just like everybody else. I have a right to come and voice my opinion just like everybody else. But, I see them caving in to that group. I see it right now. Like Miss Porter said, I can count. I know how to read the room. I can count. Silence was spoke volume in that room there the other night.
You could, like, if you want to know the real life, the data from that, you have to collect data in real time, which means during rush hour, when the schools are open, when the trucks are coming out of public works, when the kids are walking up and down MLK going back and forth to school. That's when you have to take that data, and those big garbage trucks and all of that coming out of public works, and then you got the automotive training center right there. You have the Jehovah's Witness. You got all this traffic coming out onto a 2-lane road down there, And they don't seem to think that none of that traffic will try to cut through 4th Street or 3rd Court or 3rd World or 2nd Street or 5th Court or 8th Street to get over the Dixie Highway coming through the neighborhoods. You don't think they're gonna start speeding through the neighborhoods? I mean, come on, just think about it.
It's
just think logically. Where are they going to go?
Yeah.
And they didn't want to hear that there because they just want the road squeezed down, the 2-lane. And I always
so they can say they won. So they can say they got what they want. It's all about who winning now.
I always say, if you want to know, if you want the true answer, ask the people. Put it on the ballot and let the people vote on it. Don't go up there and make a decision. Put it on the ballot and let the people vote on it and see what the people say. If they vote for it, then you put your
it'll get voted down. They know that.
And they know it because it'll get voted down.
I'm talking about the architect. I'm not talking about the politicians. I'm talking about the architect of this all who like I say again, silence spoke volumes to me.
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, I see what time it is. I left out of there. Yeah, they say they're gonna have more meetings on it. I just don't understand. Again, we're a growing city.
They have another meeting coming up on. I saw it here on the email.
Well, I know they got a Central Corridor meeting on Dixie. They got that at the July 30th, I believe it is for that. Right. But they gonna have another meeting on the drainage. Y'all better come out unless y'all don't care about what they gonna do. Unless y'all don't care, y'all better come out and speak because they sure gonna have they people. Then let me tell you this here. A comment was made by the architect of this all about that person don't think our community understood at the time. Understands or understood or understand whatever at the time about what we were getting. Like calling all us over here a bunch of dumb Negroes over here. Like we can't comprehend what's gonna be done over here. Like we can't comprehend. I comprehend well of what they were trying to do. But that's the perception of people like that. And that's why again it's important in the future that you have good leadership coming from this community. Leadership that's not afraid to take on people like that and just say, no, this is not what we're going to do over here. And not just kowtow and go with everything that is say, okay, well, this is done in the interest of public safety. Well, okay. Have anybody died over here? Because I want to see the data of how many people died on MLK. That's the data that I want to see. I want to see all the data of how many years we went without any accidents on MLK. It's like you can't pick and choose data to make your own point. I mean, I want to see that type of data. But again, we were at a meeting. We hardly heard anything about drainage. Hardly anything.
Until the end.
About the inconveniences of what it's going to do. I mean, and then it was like time to go. Everybody was ready to go. And it was like, kind of like throw it together at the end, just saying this. I don't think that was explained enough. The road should be totally separate. That should be a separate issue from the drainage.
Yeah.
It should have been. Because we spent at least an hour, everybody giving their thoughts, and that's cool. I don't have everybody. That's what we here for. We can agree to disagree, but don't angrily get mad at the other side over there.
At the end, everybody has an opinion. To respect one another's opinion. That's all. Though Sutton, how you doing? Gloria Blom Reed, how you doing? Anthony.
Yeah, they mind made up Henry, way before T-Dog.
Gail McFadden. Who else we got here? Reverend Clarence Honor, T-Dog, Val Lewis, Travis Higgs, and Rochelle Marshall. Hey, Rochelle, how are you, Rochelle?
Yeah, they mind made up. I could see it. I read the room. Like I say, I read the room. Look, everything now, all the speeding now is going to say, well, this in the interest of public safety. Where's it in the interest of public safety? How about getting our BSO detail? How about getting our BSO officers who we pay very well here in this city to do their job? The motorcycle cops, the policemen. I come by 3rd Avenue. I never see anyone sitting over there since Deputy Kimberly back in the days, and everybody on here, go back and think. You remember FHP used to be sitting on 5th Street. That woman had everybody afraid to even come down MLK speeding.
Kimberly Hurd. If you go down to State Road 84, the FHP office down there, you'll see her name on the side of the building. Trooper Kimberly Hurd. She was hit by a car and killed, but she was a beast out there with writing tickets on MLK back in the day. And
She didn't
that's
play.
what we need. And nobody, I mean, they were afraid to go down there. They were looking for that black and gold car, tan car, whatever color, they're black and tan.
That's the way to run them the Dixie Highway. If you want to run them the Dixie Highway, put some officers out there. You're not talking about making it a 2-lane road. So y'all just remember now, here in the next probably few weeks, you're going to see them close MLK off and make it a 2-lane. So when y'all come through there and see that foolishness, just think y'all should have been there to the meeting and the meetings that coming along in the future. I want them to put that barricade out there the first day of school. Don't put it out there now. I want you to put it out there the first day of school. That's when I want you to put it out there. Let the data show that. Let the data see the gridlock out there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go trying to put it out there now where in the summer where no one's out there. Wait till school start. Put it out there that first day of school.
Yeah. So we talked about that, and then I want to say this just briefly because I didn't like you. We were talking off before we went live. We didn't even follow the trial. Diddy was convicted on 2 of the charges today. He was not convicted on the other 3, and they were trying to get him some. His attorneys were trying to get him some bail. Don't know really what's going to happen. Now, like I said, I don't really know a whole lot.
That was denied.
It was denied.
The judge denied that.
Denied his bail, so they're not going to release him. But he was exonerated on the most serious charges that would have given him life in prison. So the other 2 charges of like prostitution or whatever that was, it comes with a 10-year mandatory sentence on each one, which the maximum he could get is 20 years. And most people don't think he would get that, you know.
I don't think it's mandatory.
And even if he get
up
convicted,
to 10 years.
Donald Trump is going to pardon him because they buddies, they're friends. He did it for Lil Wayne. He did it for Kodak Black. So you grease his pockets, his hands, give him a couple, 2 or 3 million. You got the pardon right there.
Well, he have the power and authority to do
$800
that.
million in the bank. Well, he had $900 million, but after he paid off some of these lawsuits and Cassie Ventura, I don't know if he has that much yet, but yeah.
I don't think Trump is gonna pardon Diddy.
I do.
I don't. I mean, maybe he might, but I don't see it. I mean, but he has the authority to do it. I don't look when you in power and you will your authority like that. I mean, that's what the pardon is there for. Whether we agree or disagree, the power of the pardon is there. So if he do it, fine. It's not gonna. Diddy's going to jail is not gonna put any more money in any of our bank account. That's why. I mean, I didn't even follow the trial. I didn't.
I didn't either. I didn't follow. I got the alert on my phone earlier.
I didn't even.
And that's when I text you. I said, "You get ready to read the verdict," and I just kind of looked at it, and I was like, "Okay."
Never followed it, and didn't have no interest in following it because the way I see it, you know, Diddy's a 50-plus-year-old man, and you know, you 50+ and you doing stuff like that, whatever he was allegedly doing stuff, and man, you need to be out speaking to the kids, speaking to the youngsters about the dangers of even whatever the music industry or whatever. I mean, you could be channeling your energy way more than whatever what he was doing. So that's why I say I had no interest in it. That's why I hardly ever spoke about it. To me, it's a non-issue now. He was convicted on the lesser charges. If people go back and know the history of the Mann Act, especially one he was convicted of, that was back, I believe, in Jack Johnson. In 1915, I believe it was, Jack Johnson was accused of that. I believe somewhere around 1915, somewhere around in that. Jack Johnson, black heavyweight boxing champ at that time, Jack Johnson, was prosecuted under the Mann Act, and he served, I believe it was 1 year in prison. He took off for like 7 years, and when they finally did catch him, I believe after 7 years, if my memory serves me right, he ended up serving 1 year in Leavenworth. But you know, hey, I don't even get caught up in that celebrity stuff. Like I say, Diddy and others out there, that should be a cautionary tale to those people in the entertainment business. Man, just do the right thing.
Yep. So we'll move on from that. And we also went to the 100-year celebration of the city of Deerfield Beach on Saturday. And it was a nice formal event. Everybody had on the nice tuxedos and the bow
Black tie.
ties and black ties.
Black tie
and
event.
everybody was very well dressed. I normally wear suits and stuff like that, but I decided not to wear a suit this time. And I felt a little bit underdressed. You know, I had on a nice slacks and tie and everything. And I was like, man, I should have just rocked my suit. I got a closet full of suits. 20, 25, 30 suits. You know, I could have put
He do too. Trust me. Trust in what he's saying now. He has a closet of about 25, 30 suits.
I could have slipped on a suit easily and matched, you know, blended in with everybody else. But I decided to dress down a little bit. So, anyways, we want to thank Rebecca Medina, the director of
Public and Marketing
Public Affairs and Marketing, for getting us, you know, the press, the press. We were a part of the press over there, so we were out in the lobby, just, you know, just hanging out there in the lobby and everything. You know, just talking with different people, just part of the press. That's all. You know.
Yep.
So we want to thank them.
It was a nice vibe.
It was a nice vibe. Nice. The music and entertainment was good.
Yep. We met a lot of people sitting to the table.
A lot of people.
An MMA fighter we met.
Yeah, MMA fighter.
Who's we're gonna get on our podcast.
She'll be on our podcast too as well. So I want to thank everybody over there for, you know.
We met the developer that
going to do the.
It's gonna do. The over by Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
The 1045 or whatever they call it.
Project, yeah.
1045
and it's
project.
gonna have a rooftop bar up there too, right across from Cracker Barrel. If you know what Cracker Barrel is in Deerfield Beach, they're gonna build this big old.
They'll be complaining about that too.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
it's gonna have offices and restaurants, and it's gonna have a nice rooftop bar there. So look, it's gonna be nice. So it's gonna be kind of like some of the things you would see in Boca Raton or downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Sports bar and all, we were told.
Bar and all of that good stuff. So it's going to be a nice place to go hang out. Yeah, cigar lounge. And you know I'm going to be there. So I look forward to it. They got some nice things coming up. But kudos to everybody.
Project.
Yeah, the 1045 project. Kudos to everybody on Saturday night. I had a good time.
Yeah, me too.
I really had a good time. And look forward to going to more events like that on in the future.
Well, I know I won't be around for the 150th and the 200th, so
yeah, hopefully
got a chance to enjoy the 100.
Yeah. So it was nice. I mean, really, man, we met some really nice people, man. I tell you, you know, and
Mr. Preston had on his white cowboy hat.
Yeah. You'll be surprised how many people knew us. They're like, you guys are the ones that do the podcasting. They knew who we were, you know. I'm like, oh wow, you know, we must be turning some corners, but they knew exactly who we were and
stepping up to us.
They tell us they watch our podcast and everything. So
and how proud they are what we're doing, and keep up the good work. And they were
for the community, no matter what people may think. Some people might not like what we do or how we do it or what we say. We're unbought and unbossed over here.
Unbought and unbossed. The great late great Shirley Chisholm.
Yeah.
Former New York Congresswoman.
Right.
1970, 1960s, 1970.
Right.
Shirley Chisholm.
So,
it was nice over there. I mean, the music, everything was put on great over there that night. It was a nice vibe. Again, coming off of a funeral that day. Coming from the vibe from a funeral, going over there, it was nice, and I enjoyed it. And I got to give the city of Deerfield Beach credit. They hosted a very good event. I just wish more people probably could have been there, because it was a very nice event. Everyone was dressed up over there too. I mean, everyone looked nice at that event. So.
I know the next time if they
I was dressed. I had on my three-piece suit.
You had on your suit,
black tie.
And I should have something told me to wear a suit, and I should have. And I got many to choose from. I could have easily rocked the suit, and put some drip together. but I didn't do it, and I regret it. But
I don't have as many of you. I got about 6 or 7, I think it is.
Yeah.
Not that many.
I'm gonna add 5 or 10, 15 more to the repertoire. So I'm just running out of closet space. So I had to slow down a little bit. So, but anyway, kudos to the city of Deerfield Beach. The DJ was good. He played some good music.
And all the city staff that were there.
Yeah.
All the city staff. We saw everyone from the city. That we had on our podcast. We saw everyone. It was great, man. It was a great vibe over there. When I tell you, the vibe over there, I was really impressed. It was
the drinks were cold. The alcoholic beverages were good and plentiful and cold. So we had a good time. Really good time, man. I could have stayed there for the most of the night. I don't think I got home until about it was almost 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I didn't have any trouble going to sleep. I can tell you that much.
No, me either.
When I got home, so,
I was tired though, but it was okay.
Oh yeah. So, what else we got?
Again, I mean, we have a commission meeting too next Tuesday night. It's 4th of July. Everyone, be safe out there. Watch those fireworks. Again, just be careful, everyone. This is the year when accidents like that happen. Y'all remember? JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul, here some years ago when he blew his fingers off, I believe, in Coral Springs. So everybody just be careful. Have a good time. Everybody have a good time. Be safe. Be safe. Just be safe. We like to see you here next week and every day after. Just be safe out there.
I know they're gonna miss George Neesmith this year. I can tell you that much. Everybody know George Neesmith was a firework man.
Yep. Rest in peace, George Neesmith.
Yeah, R.I.P. George Neesmith. But everybody knows he had all the fireworks. He would keep you supplied, and he's been doing it for a number of years, for over a lot of years. So they're gonna miss George this year. For the first time, and condolences goes out to Lisa and
our church member,
Neesmith family over there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think we
budget hearings again next Wednesday, July 9th. The budget hearings. Come out to that. All y'all folks that's in here right now that want pre-prom, that want more entertainment, come out, speak. All you got to do is come up there and say. That's all. Introduce your name, where you live at, and just say, I'm in favor for more entertainment here in the city of Deerfield Beach. I support funding pre-prom for the 2025-26 year. That's all you have to say, and go sit back down.
Yeah, go sit back down. And also, the Broward State Attorney's Office, Harold F. Pryor, welcomes the news that Sidney Holmes. I remember, you guys remember Sidney Holmes? He was on our podcast. This man was wrongly convicted, and he served. Mr. Holmes served more than 34 years of a 400-year state prison sentence. 400. He was sentenced to 400 years in prison for armed robbery before he was released from prison in 2023. He was wrongly convicted, and that's what I like so much about Harold Pryor. He has down at the Broward State Attorney's Office, they have a conviction review unit that reviews conviction. Now, if you were convicted, and I know there's a lot of people in prison right now that's sitting in there that's wrongly convicted. I'm a firm believer that shouldn't be in prison, but they are. And that conviction review unit reviewed that case, and he was exonerated, and he received $1.722 million. That's not enough. The man served 34 years in prison. 34 years in prison, and he received that 1.722 in compensation from the state of Florida. Mr. Holmes, now 59 years old, will also receive 120 hours of college career center tuition and fees under the claim bill, which was unanimously approved by the Florida House and the Senate, which is all Republican mostly, earlier this year, and signed today by the Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. State Attorney Harold Pryor said this was the right thing to do. We are very thankful that the governor and the Florida legislator for doing the right thing. We all agree that a man was wrongfully convicted and imprisoned for an armed robbery that he did not commit, and that he should be compensated. There is no amount of money that will give those years back to Mr. Holmes, but this gesture that recognizing Mr. Holmes was wronged, and that we in the state of Florida and in the justice system will help him and compensate him. So congratulations to Sidney Holmes. $1.7 million isn't enough. They should have gave him $1 million for every year he spent in prison, if you ask me.
I want to say this. I don't know how many people subscribe to Sirius XM Urban View, but I've been with them for over a decade now. And it's the Clay Cane Show. I don't know how many people know of Clay Cane. Clay Cane does a show they call Exonerated I believe every Thursday. Tomorrow, Clay Cane, I believe, is on maybe around from maybe 12 to 3. But the Clay Cane Show on Sirius XM 128, I believe, is the channel. And he does a show, like I say, every Thursday called Exonerated. You all have to listen to that and hear some of the story, passion of the people that have been wrongly convicted. It might have you in your vehicle. Sometimes I listen to because I got the app, so I can listen at home or on my phone or wherever I'm at. When you subscribe to it, but if you hear the stories of people and how the corruption by the DAs and the cops and the withholding of evidence, you'll shake your head. So when people, that's why I cringe when I hear people say the police will never do this, or the police will never do that, or the DA. Do you think the DA will do this? You got crooked people there. Not saying everyone is like that, but to hear some of the stories, it would have you in tears, and to hear those people on there breaking down crime. These people gonna spend 25, 30 years of their life, and the prosecution withheld evidence that they knew they didn't have the right person. Sometimes it was racial, sometimes it wasn't. I mean, white and black. It's it's no racial lines there. I mean, to hear those people, it's very. I mean, you would have to hear some Sirius XM. I believe it's 128. The Clay Cane Show, ClayCane, and Clay Cane comes on at I believe 12 midday. I think his show goes to like 3 or 2 or 3. I believe it is weekdays on Sirius XM Urban View. But y'all listen to that some Thursdays. Matter of fact, Exonerated will be on tomorrow. Just listen, man. Hear the cases on there.
Anything else we got? I think we covered just about everything, man. Because like I said, I wasn't here last week. Wayne sat in the big chair and handled everything. We got some more interviews with some people.
Did we reach out to the sheriff, right?
I've been calling for 2 days, and the phones have been ringing and ringing and ringing, but no one is answering. And that's not like the sheriff's office. I don't know what's going on down there, but literally, I've been calling for 2 or 3 days. The numbers and our contacts that we have, they're good contacts. And we've had the sheriff on here, 2 or 3 times already? 3 times already. So we wanted to reach out to him. We haven't been successful in reaching out to him, but we're going to continue to try and get him on here. We have more interviews coming up here. We have a podcast coming up on here in the next couple of weeks. We're putting it together now. It's going to be on grieving mothers and fathers. That's going to be the topic of the podcast, grieving mothers and fathers. And these are going to be mothers and fathers like myself who has lost a child to just sickness or gun violence or accident or whatever, that's had to bury a child, because we have a lot of grieving parents around here, mothers and fathers and grandmothers that's raising these kids, and they're grieving, and they need some help and guidance, So we're gonna put together a panel of women and men that we're gonna have on here, and we're also gonna have a grief counselor and a mental health counselor on here as well. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be it's going to be a very good podcast. I believe it's going to be a little emotional. People might shed some tears. I'm pretty sure they will. And we're putting that together right now. So stay tuned for that. And it's going to be probably one of our hottest podcasts that we've had since Why the Church Was Empty. That was probably one of our hottest podcasts, other than when Gary Troutman was released from prison. So stay tuned for that. I think that's all I have. I don't have anything else.
Saying said earlier, the Packer Rattlers are back. Packer
Yeah.
are back.
Don't say that too loud, because that other people will say that's all we talk about is the Packer Rattlers on here. You know, that's all they ever talk about is the Packer Rattlers. But we talk about the Packer Rattlers as much as we want. This is our podcast, okay? And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. Period. How do women say period? What is that little thing for the women out there that's watching right now? It's a little thing I see all the women doing like this here. What is this? What does this mean? I saw my granddaughter doing this every time, like when the women say something, they do this little thing like this here. What does that mean? I know it means something, you know how the guy gives each other 5 and this and that, and we do our little thing, but all the women are doing this little thing like this here with their fingers, For the women out there that's watching, what does that mean? Put it in the chat. I'd like to know what that means before we hop off of here. I know some women out there watching. What does that mean? This thing here, when the women do this, like they do their little heads, this and that. They're doing it all over the country. Whatever that means. It's a new saying or whatever. It's a new whatever it is. I'm not sure what it is. I guess I'm trying to figure it out. I try and stay, up to date on the lingo and the street talk and everything, huh? But if you know what it is, put it in the chat. But go ahead.
Also, other cities from the website. Learn about the Dixie Highway resigning, and that meeting is going to be a community meeting on Wednesday, July 30th, 2025, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. to learn about the second phase of the Dixie Highway rezoning project. Also, all city facilities will be closed for the 4th of July. Garbage will run, I believe garbage and trash will run on schedule. The garbage and all of that will still run on this Friday. I'm trying to see any road closures, July 4th, 2025. I believe they're having a drone show this year. I don't believe they're having fireworks. It's a drone show this year. I believe it is. Several roads will be closed leading up to the 4th of July celebration on Friday, July 4th, 2025. So be mindful of that. Again, the Deerfield Beach Budget Workshops, July 9th, 2025, and that's going to be at the Hillsborough Community Center, 50 Hillsborough Technology Drive, Deerfield Beach, Florida 33441, and that starts at 7 p.m. Also, the commission meeting is Tuesday, July 8th, 2025 at 7 p.m. I think probably BSO probably is going to be discussed about BSO, about what's going on at BSO. I think we'll get a clearer picture of what's moving forward, what's to come with BSO. And also Commissioner Barney Parnas, I think we'll get a clear picture of what the commission, what action probably will be taken against some comments that he made. So that's, I'm looking, it's pretty much as it, but like I say, a drone show. They're going to have a drone show, and anyone that ever seen a drone show, that is a nice show. And the drone show will take place on Friday, July 4th at the main beach parking lot, 149 Southeast 21st.
I may go over there and check that out on Friday. This Friday?
Yes, this year's unforgettable evening for all ages, highlighted by Deerfield Beach, first ever 4th of July drone show. And it says here, beginning at 4 p.m., attendees can enjoy a vibrant atmosphere featuring live entertainment, a diverse selection of food trucks, local vendors offering unique goods, refreshing cold beverage, beverages, and engaging activities for children. The celebration will culminate with a spectacular drone show illuminating the night at 9 o'clock p.m. And like I say again, also just know the road closures that will take place. We also hope, I think it was said the other night or whatever, at one of the last meetings, they're looking to open the pier up here soon. I guess maybe August, maybe September. Hopefully, we get the pier back up. The fishermen will love it. Get the businesses going back out there.
It's going to be a restaurant on the pier too, right? I believe so. Yeah.
So all of that, it says here, the drone show, it has an important reminder. No fireworks are permitted on the beach, street, or public property. This will be strictly enforced by the Broward Sheriff's Office. So folks, don't go over there taking your own fireworks over there. Most likely you're gonna might be warned, you might not. You probably might be arrested. But this is from Deerfield Beach website. Do not bring any fireworks on the side streets. Anything is going to be strictly enforced. So that's going to be the drone show this Friday night at 9 p.m. And before that, at 4 o'clock, as I say again, live entertainment, food trucks, drinks, arts and crafts. It's a lot going on.
Okay.
Everybody just be safe. That's all I have to say. Everybody have a great evening. God bless
Exit
everyone.
music. All right, so that's about it for this evening, y'all. We want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat here this evening. Elgin Jones, Doe Sutton. Hey, Miss Wilson, what's going on, Miss Wilson? Thank you for all for watching us, and we will be back here next week with some more guests. We got some stuff. We got some requests out already. We're just waiting on them to get back to us. Hello, Carrie Barber. Say hello to Travis for me. I just saw him there. But want to thank you all for watching the hottest podcast here in South Florida, here, the Adams Brothers Podcast. If you missed it, just go back. And when we get off, just go back and hit the playback and watch it from the beginning and share it a million times. We talked about some good stuff here going on here in Pompano and the Deerfield Beach. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for rocking with the Adams Brothers Podcast. We really appreciate all the love and support. There's our Cash App down on the bottom of the screen, $ Adams Brothers Podcast. I'm sorry. If you're feeling a little generous, and Adams Brothers Podcast at gmail.com. If you want to send us $5 or $10, hey man, we thank you all for rocking with us, man. Anything, man. We don't anything, man. We thank you all, man, for everything that you all do. Keep on watching. We're turning some corners, and we got some big things coming up here before the end of the year. So you all just keep rocking with us, and we promise you we're going to keep on delivering it and bringing it to you. Thank you all for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Be safe here on the 4th of July weekend, and we'll see you back here again next week. Good night, everybody.